The story that unfolded overnight out of Montecito has sent shockwaves through royal watching circles and sparked urgent questions on both sides of the Atlantic, after reports emerged claiming Prince Harry abruptly left the couple's mansion with nothing more than his passport, following what sources describe as a deeply unsettling discovery connected to Meghan's past. According to the article now spreading rapidly online, this was not a planned trip, not a scheduled engagement, and not a quiet personal retreat. It was, as one source put it, a sudden exit driven by shock, confusion, and fear over what Harry allegedly uncovered inside his own home. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. The article claims that in the early hours of the morning, Prince Harry was seen leaving the Montecito property alone, without staff, luggage, or security detail typically associated with him. Neighbors reportedly noticed unusual activity, describing a tense atmosphere around the mansion and a noticeable absence of the usual routines. By the time questions began circulating, Harry was already gone, having taken only his passport, a detail that has fueled speculation that this was a decision made in haste rather than a carefully arranged departure. At the center of the story is the claim that Harry stumbled upon a collection of documents referred to as Meghan's Soho House files. According to the article, these files were not openly stored but were allegedly discovered while Harry was searching for unrelated paperwork. What he found, the report suggests, left him deeply disturbed. The documents are described as containing correspondence, travel records, and contact information linked to Soho House, the exclusive members-only club that has long been rumored to play a significant role in Meghan's pre-royal social and professional network. The article emphasizes that Soho House has always been a sensitive subject in royal circles, not because of confirmed wrongdoing, but because of persistent rumors, unanswered questions, and the secrecy surrounding certain relationships formed there. For years, critics and commentators have speculated about how deeply Meghan's connections to Soho House figures ran, and what influence those relationships may have had on her life before and after joining the royal family. Until now, however, these discussions largely remained in the realm of rumor and conjecture. According to the report, the files Harry allegedly found appeared to contradict what he had previously been told about certain aspects of Meghan's past. The article claims that timelines did not match, names appeared that Harry did not recognize, and communications suggested ongoing relationships that extended well beyond what had been publicly acknowledged. While the article stops short of presenting concrete proof, it insists that the shock was enough to prompt Harry to leave immediately, fearing that remaining in the house could escalate tensions or expose him to further emotional distress. Sources cited in the article describe Harry as feeling blindsided. They claim he believed he had full transparency in his marriage, especially after years of public battles over privacy, truth, and personal narrative. Discovering files that allegedly suggested hidden chapters of Meghan's life reportedly triggered what one insider called a personal crisis moment for the Duke of Sussex. The article suggests Harry questioned not only specific details in the files, but also the foundation of trust within his marriage. What has further intensified public interest is the article's claim that Meghan was not present at the mansion at the time of Harry's departure. This absence has raised additional questions about whether she was aware of the discovery, whether an argument took place beforehand, or whether Harry chose to leave without confrontation. The report does not provide answers, but it underscores that Meghan's silence since the story broke has only added to the speculation. Royal commentators have been quick to point out that Prince Harry's past behavior suggests he does not make impulsive decisions lightly, particularly when it comes to travel. Since stepping back from royal duties, his movements have typically been planned with security considerations in mind. That is why, according to the article, the fact that he left with only his passport is being interpreted as a sign of urgency and emotional turmoil rather than a calculated step. The article also notes that this development comes at a time when Harry has already been under immense pressure. Ongoing legal disputes, strained relationships with his family in the UK, and intense media scrutiny have reportedly taken a toll on his mental health. Adding a personal shock of this magnitude, the report suggests, may have pushed him to a breaking point where immediate distance felt like the only option. In London, palace insiders are said to be watching the situation closely. While there has been no official comment from Buckingham Palace or Kensington Palace, the article claims that senior royals were alerted shortly after news of Harry's sudden departure reached the UK. There is speculation that Harry may attempt to contact his father or brother either for support or guidance, although no confirmation of such communication has been made. Meanwhile, in Montecito, the atmosphere is described as tense and uncertain. Staff are reportedly tight-lipped, and security has not commented on Harry's whereabouts. The article suggests that efforts are being made to control the narrative, but the speed at which the story has spread online has made that difficult. Social media platforms are flooded with theories, reactions, and debates, ranging from sympathy for Harry to skepticism about the claims themselves. It is important to note that the article relies heavily on unnamed sources and has not released the alleged Soho House files themselves. This has led some critics to urge caution, warning that without verifiable evidence, the story should be treated as an unconfirmed report rather than established fact. Others argue that the specificity of certain details lends credibility to the claims, even in the absence of official confirmation. Supporters of Meghan have dismissed the story as another attempt to undermine her character and destabilize her marriage. They argue that Soho House connections have been exaggerated for years and that the narrative plays into long-standing biases and conspiracy theories. From this perspective, the article is seen as yet another example of how rumors are recycled and amplified whenever the Sussexes face public scrutiny. On the other hand, those more critical of the couple see the report as potentially explaining visible tensions and inconsistencies in past interviews and public appearances. They argue that if Harry truly discovered information that challenged what he believed about his wife's past, his reaction, as described in the article, would be understandable on a human level, regardless of royal status. As of now, Prince Harry's exact location remains unknown. The article suggests he may have traveled out of California, possibly even out of the country, given the importance of his passport being the only item he took. Whether this is a temporary separation, a cooling-off period, or the beginning of a more serious marital crisis is something no one can yet say.